Okay, so I was just gonna discuss a little bit of concepts for how the Legend movie comes together with Conan and other heroes in the past. As everybody knows, the Ten Rings are supposed to have their origin story. That was already discussed. And Mr. Boba Drinker, he's gonna be in the movie. I would assume so, cause he wants to keep being Marvel famous, doesn't he? So, anyways, what we're gonna do here? I was looking up Garshasp, and boy, there's like two different video games, and one he looks terrible, and the other one he looks perfect. So we won't even be mentioning the worst one that they acted like was the better one. So like, this is kind of a small example. Maybe I'll turn down his microphone. He just seems to be asleep and snoring really loud. So, yeah, that's not that's not so useful unless you guys like hearing that. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'll turn that down. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, see, check this out. He looks all awesome. He's got like sexy, skinny muscles where like it's not that he's like as emaciated as those fuckers were in 300 or something. Let me blow it up. It's just that my concept is it says that he's the last of the line of the Persian kings, you know, so like the Sands of Time, that was always meant to be tied in. So, like, he's the last descendant, mighty kingdom warrior of Persia. So he's got all the upgrades, like blades that have been conquered by his family lineage that were once, you know, full of death, desire, magic, and stuff. Kind of like the blade, you know, that Gore the Destroyer has, you know. Cursed blades with gemstones that thirst for more blood and stuff. So if you remember in Prince of Persia, he's dealing with one of those and blade whip and stuff. So Garshasp, he has access to all of those things the original Prince of Persia movie has. Boy, those movies were cut down to nothing. There's supposed to be multiple movies. Anyways, let's not get into the Jake Gyllenhaal fiasco at this moment. I mean, we could, but let me finish my other thought first. So you can see here he's got an awesome, you know, golden eagle insignia of the desert, ranger raiders, whatever they're called, on horses and otherwise. I don't know. I don't remember all my history. The point is, it's awesome. And he has these. On most of the blades he uses, he has these green or other colored gems that contain different vital forces, so that when he's using the weapons, like, all of his juicy muscles swell up with hydro energy and all the different other types of life force energies. His eyes get all glowy, you know, and he's got all the Sand Slayer technology to kill all the demons that are raising from, you know. It's like the Milky Way sweeps through blackness, and as the arms hit new deep ichor blackness of outer space where the demons were banished, you know, then they come back through from, you know, cultists assisting them in different places, and then it's like, I think we should go full on, you know, just like it's showing here, like they like go fake, like, you know, stone sort of mode as they like all transform like it's silly Saturday morning cartoon, but it's not so silly when it's an actual movie. Like, look at this guy, you know, and then you got like a guy who like used like bull steroids and he turned into like a demon bull, and they all have like these sharp fangs, I guess, as they're like growing out of control and their skulls are splitting. So it's like the sand demons have upgraded, and you know the Persian princes have upgraded, you know. He's got some amulet there. Let's see here. He's got to protect his, you know, baby jewels. Let's see here. Some other cool images. Well, there's... Yeah, there you go. There's a good one. Kind of looks like this version of him. I don't know, that picture. That one makes it look more like Reed or something, my brother, but there's these other ones. I don't know about that. That's just somebody's artwork. Like, there's like that. Open link, open image, okay. So whatever, you know, people, however he looks exactly, whatever guy is right for the part, we'll figure it out. I don't think I've seen him yet. I'll find him. I'll stumble upon him in my internet searchings. Or maybe somebody else will. I don't know. I don't always find everyone. And usually when I find them, I think they're just presenting them through media. So we got like a giant troll ogre here. Yeah, I mean, like Prince of Persia, like it can. My plot storyline concept here is that like the Persian Empire, you know how they said it swept over and destroyed the supposed like rabble that the Mongolians like pushed in one direction, and then the horsemen slaughter them on the plains as they try to steal stuff from people instead of living peaceably. Well, you just turn that legend, whatever the true history is, you know, that's my what my history books usually said. Like, it's probably kind of racist, I don't know, but the point here is we'll just make it fun here and just say that, you know, there's a bunch of, you know, sorcerer, you know, terrorist people who are consorting with, you know, demons and the Zed snake that's trying to take over China, you know. So Persian energy, Persian reinforcements sweep in on the on like their magical like sand stallions that like glow, you know, that are like alive and dead from like energy borrowed from the hourglass of time, you know. So fits right in, I think, pretty good. Let's see, does this show his blade? Yeah, see, there's this blade even, it has a big gem. You can store energy in it, and then when, you know, he strikes, it shatters out through the blade and to the point and into enemies, so he can slice through their black like magic shielding and armor and everything. Let's see here. He's got a demon head, a little. He's got these kind of greaves with kind of bladed tips, sort of. You know, he's so roided that he can't even, you know, extend his arm more, so he can't poke himself with the tip into his tricep anyways. He's so roided and bloated, you know. I don't know. That particular design, like, okay, here we go. Why is it so tiny? Jeez. Okay, here's another one with it. Just blow this one up. So yeah, there's the cooler. Where'd that image go? I'll find it here, I hope. He like legendarily defeated a demon, you know, overlord that came through a black portal from the nether realms of space, from the banished realms of black chaos. And even its skull is made out of energy, so like he like tore its head off with like magical strength greaves, and like while like coursing all of his ancestral energy into it, and like then it's like his bitch blade skull thing. Like, where is that image? I don't know. Let's see here. There we go. There's one with it. Is there a bigger version? No, that's just zoomed in shittily. It's not useful. Why is it gotta be so tiny, that one? Like, okay, here's another pose of it, but it's just the upper part. Anyways, I'll just... Wow, that's tiny. Okay. Maybe if I go to the link, there'll be a bigger version. I doubt it. What? No. I didn't ask anything to be saved. That's the Wikipedia size image? Okay then, whatever. That's confusing. See, check it out. You see, then, you know, the steamed, like, you know, desiccated remains of the skull and face, you know, like all the blood from the demon is, like, steamed into, like, the jeweled energy of his greave there. So then, like, you can see there's, like, soul, you know, skulls along as he defeats, you know, enemies with their own, you know, blood energy and stores it there. Yeah, he's pretty hardcore, you know, I suppose. He's got, like, some sort of, like, Jesus complex going on. I just mean, like, the beard and hair. I don't know. Hey Jesus, are you gonna come back and play Garshas the Monster Slayer? Okay, let's see here. Excuse me. Now available Hogwarts. But you see, is it really available? Because, like, they keep saying it's pre-order. Let's take a look. Loading. Buy now. So now they're saying it's out. Release date, second month, the 10th. See, before they said it was the 7th. Then yesterday, the 9th, it still said the 7th. So now they've updated it to the day it's out. Is it? Is it really Harry Potter? Or is it merely a demo?
Magic, both beautiful and powerful.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful.
Binds together our long history.
Cool.
That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts.
Yeah, because you're all ghosts. And only recently is the spark of the Tree of Avalon returned, so that the weight of the Muggle curse is being lifted, that drains their magic and makes them hollow. But you know, you wouldn't know nothing about that, because you know, that's all hidden away from the point of view of people in denial who are, you know, living their student lives in the 8 wizard movies they've made so far. But you know, you get into the newer ones, you know what, there's been 2 released, like 3? I don't know. There was 3 and then it turned into 2. I don't know. It always happens. Like, things get confused, things get rolled into other things. Same with Marvel. Like, there's so many movies that have disappeared. Projects that were announced, scenes that you're like, what the hell? They're like free floating. They've never been attached to a movie still in Marvel, but they're like supposedly major scenes between like conversations explaining things, and you don't quite know where they fit in. And I'm like, are they just floating in time still? And they'll like in the future fit into a movie somehow? Because like I'm starting to, you know, script it all up, and I don't really understand how any of that still fits in. Because what I'm trying to do is, you see, they kind of jumped like flaming assholes from Thanos supposedly, you know, snapping his fingers, people turning to dust, blah blah blah. of course, there's a deeper plot to it, and of course, Thanos is the guy who makes extreme decisions that makes him the bad guy, you know. Then he gets punished and learns through excessive torture, just like so many other characters in the plot. It's really dramalicious, but the point here is we jump straight from that, them failing to stop him from snapping his fingers, all the way to a Lord of the Rings type battle with selected characters done early before, you know, I could get in and add in my characters. Defeating Thanos. So then I have to come in like it's like alternate universe levels, and that they're just faggots who sit around moping for 5 years, like they even say in their movie. Like, it's ironic. Like, their characters in the story are pretty flawed and humorously annoying, and so often. And I guess it's a fine line there, and there were writers, some point, script writers back 15, 20 years ago or whatever, who kind of worked that out, how the characters would behave, so the actors had something to go on, you know, because, come on, people have to take their own annoying habits and shortcomings or whatever, day-to-day stuff, and make it into their character somewhat, because they've been, you know, playing around with them for so long on green screen, and so that people can fucking come in and, you know, update the scripts, you know, because everything keeps shifting in the plot. Back then, because like now I'm just like boom bam, I'm trying to slam out the plots based on trying to get to an end goal, because I got to fill in those 5 years with like content that's supposed to be like a supreme like explosion of Marvel content. So what happened? Everybody ignores me, ignores my scripts, ignores, you know, my demands for Nintendo to get working on different things all the way till now. Even though I'm not saying everyone did, I'm just saying people acted like their problems at home, which are cancer, which are other people having health problems and not getting along with them, just makes all industry fall apart. And I don't know about all that, because when I was really sick, the only thing that kept me alive was being industrious in some way, whatever I can, you know? So, like, there was periods when I was younger and I was growing and my brain was dumber than a box of rocks with snails, but so what? Like, I grew, and then my brain had more room, and you give it some good food, and boom, you're smart, you know? Like, I guess I'm getting off track, but let's see what's going on here.
These hallowed halls, and quite possibly
Come flying on in. Wow.
of the wizarding world.
Okay, like, I gotta say, oh yeah, it's totally done. Then why is it all awkward? Shouldn't there be like flashes in the moonlight of like slight reveals of like silvery ichor black thestrals pulling the carriage? Shouldn't there be like landing lights, like identifying from the magic, you know, orb of energy encircling the castle, like indicating it's an approved wagon with official, you know, dead horses pulling it. So then there's like landing lights that like indicate where it should fly in and come in smoothly. Yeah, just, you know, stuff like that.
And quite possibly shape the future of the wizarding world.
Quite possibly.
Every corridor.
I definitely have to say, all these candles, come on, theming. I guess everybody's real short on that unless it comes to dress. Like, if you give them a concept of, like, colors or religious design from history or something, they can make real cute clothing, but boy, then they just rely on the colors of that tradition or something. But like, yeah, so I gotta come in here and say, like, why are all these candles the same boring golden color? Like, isn't the point here of Hogwarts Legacy is it's like a supremo walkthrough of sexiness of the future? So like, it only runs on my computer because you've been making all games for the last 10 years that run on the Nat's dick in your dreams. So this game's supposed to look good, so my computer's supposed to run good looking games. And so we need to have, 4 channels of color here. You got Slytherin green, etc., etc. I can't think of all the colors connected to the houses, but you get the point. Slytherin is like green candles with silver flames. Gryffindor is gold candles with red flames. Okay. I don't know why this is turning into Hogwarts 101, but why not? It popped up. You know how it is. Let's not... This is anime. Let's close that one. Man, the stained glass windows... We need like a starker contrast in the colors representing the different houses as well. Like we've got some green and some silver and purple and gold and different designs. Like, why shouldn't this be more notable, like as though it's a prop and the sunlight is like fakely like pouring thick, luscious like bat signal light in that's like more like healthy golden though, with platinum mixed in and whatnot, and then like, or bronze or whatever your computer's power supply is running, I guess, and then like that can enlighten the actual colors of the stained glass properly into different concepts of houses, working together through the stained glass mixture colors of those 4 colors with the offshoot burning flames, other color like gilding into it as well. Just ideas, edging the flame colors, edging stuff within the colors, within the motif. What's a good concept of what would be shown? Because what even? This is kind of lame. Let me get bigger here. Yeah, what is this nonsense? It should be like, different moments that like students actually successfully aged up and graduated, like, and stopped being ghosts and had the energy to exist outside of the energized areas of magical beings. Like, see, they're like ghosts with familiar haunts that are way more energized, because everyone's been ghosted in my plot, so they're like so real. But like, then why can't they like go around muggles? Is it that they're scared, or is it that they just feel enervated and nervous, like they're going farther and farther away from their familiar haunts, And, yeah, anyways, that's why there's this concept that in my Harry Potter that, Harry Potter, his father at least, or grandfather, who cares, we'll get the plot exactly worked out soon, is kind of, all the way back when Hogwarts is formed. The point here is the students all being from all different parts of the world, like they did the whole time, equal representation, making sure there's at least some scenes with different people who would be children who weren't allowed into the adult sensuality party in the other part of the castle, even though, Merlin, is like, has a different opinion on the matter, So the point is, when the castle's all split up, when the death curse comes in, the voodoo death curse to the Isle of Angles and splits it all up like that. Well, you got Godric Gryffindor defending the whole castle pieces before they split up, all that sexy stuff happening, and the children, and the people inside the castle are only made aware of what's happening as finally the rolling thunder of battle is already finished, as it all happens out way up in the air, out away from the island, projected. Because the point is, Merlin's real clever, and he, realizes that because he's got foresight through being part of all of the trees more than the animals. See, everybody else is relying on the animals and the magical concepts of the whole Merlin world, which Harry Potter is a part of, and they just kept saying, no, we aren't officially saying anything. It's just, what we're doing here, these movies about, Hogwarts. And they weren't originally supposed to be just about Harry Potter. It's supposed to be about all the ghost children and how Hermes shows up with her time turners and her infinite knowledge of the past and infinite growing power. And then everybody's suddenly updated and moving on, like as though they've just been waiting for a long time for, actual spark of growth energy to reignite their magical ghosts into living and sexing into making babies and everything finally. Because you notice, like, for example, Ronald Weasley, his older brothers, they open a store and, like, make up new products and get other people that are usually somewhat younger or whatever, fringe crazy jokesters of society and other stuff, to make products and support their endeavors. And it's like a whole new economy to, like, the whole section of the world of wizarding. It's so weak and gone and dead because they're all just ghosted and weak. So unlike certain people like the Weasleys, who are like the moss magic of the island, so they've just been actually living through time a little more than everybody else, and have their own magical grounds areas with houses in a few places in the countryside where they kind of live more through time while it's accelerated still. So the Muggles generations go by much quicker. So then, like I said, Hermes shows up, everything starts shifting, Harry Potter starts kicking everybody's asses while Draco Malfoy gets more and more angry because he was supposed to deal with different things himself, and Harry Potter keeps beating the shit out of everybody himself and everything and never actually solving anything, whereas Draco Malfoy has tools from his family to deal with things like, dark wizards and giant snakes and trolls and a million other fucking things. And so in the movies, they did make directly against everyone's wishes that are true to the original Harry Potter feel of the 90s when it was being worked out. No, Draco's not supposed to be that big of a coward, like terrified supposedly of the troll. And if you look at his face, there's actually a longer cut of that scene because everybody was fighting so hard to want to be true to the characters that he's fake panicking because everybody else is, and then he immediately like smirks and like jumps up and trots off to like get his like fucking troll killing baseball bat or whatever. I don't give a fuck. And like then Harry Potter, the actual plot is and they just cut the movies, keep cutting little pieces off to remove the feel of what's going on. It's just an overcharged berserk pothead, and he comes in with his magic juice and, you know, beats the shit out of the troll while getting flung around the bathroom. They make that extra boring too. Cause like he's supposed to have like repello spells and like magic like magic reflexes from all the fucking, you know, cupcakes Ginny Weasley's stuffing down his face every 5 seconds. Like, he's supposed to be supercharged. And he's supposed to be, like, dueling Draco like they kind of did in the second movie and elsewhere. And, like, they're, like, shooting their colored energy, representing their family lines at each other and, like, shooting off in different directions and, like, blasting the students around. And, like, chunks of, like, pillars are blasting off from, like, ricochets of slicing, magic hitting each other and becoming sharp as they ricochet, and then like the stones magically pick up and re-heal, and then, you know, Dumbledore like comes in and like his wand, you know, it's all twisted and gnarled down into the tip like a tree. Well, that's because it's a big branch, and when he gets really angry, because he's supposed to always be calm. And, like, you know, he's a dumb old whore, right? He's just another, you know, guy who's ghosted out after spending too much time fighting evil in the world alongside Johnny Depp and the other characters, you know, that have been introduced in the new movies. So he's all worn out, and he's hanging out at Hogwarts where he can, you know, suck at the teat of the Tree of Avalon, and Merlin's attached different energies to the castle pieces. So he gets angry, he turns his little wand into a whole staff of energy, and like grabs both of them and like orbs of energy as like they're still like flinging spells at each other, as like the spells they throw like turn into like a funny like colored methane gas against the bubbles he's created out of like nobody gets to hurt each other energy that the castle has, and then like they're like coughing on their own magic fumes, you know, as like it's like going up their nostrils as they're like fall out of the orbs and like smack down on the tables and roll off coughing onto the floor, you know, like as like, you know, their eyes are like silly colors and, you know, they're writhing around. That's how intense it's supposed to be. So, you know, that's how intense everybody knew it was supposed to be, and cut, reanimate, make it more boring. Anyways, so there's a little concepts for you going on. A little Harry Potter. What an asshole. See, he needs to get like, you know, punched by a big titty woman who like steps in and is like, no, like you don't get to like hang out in the extra blown up painting section and annoy people. Remember, everything's magical here. There's books everywhere supporting the knowledge of this guy. So he's a real big bastard, and he sits around reading the books because he's extra dead, and he's like an imprint of magical concept in the castle along with other people, some of which it's like they're also, you know, dead in the grave and, you know, whatever, but then they're also, there's different examples, different things going on, but the point here is it's like it's a computer and he's just a mirage, sort of, you know? And look at that. The books move around and are sort of like the information cortex, kind of like the concept of the Library of Congress now, of the cartographer. They'll be introducing to Marvel. I got that cartographer mask I've been showing off at Halloween on YouTube. That's been real preview concepts of cartographer concepts. Yeah, anyways, see, like everything needs to be like more energized. Like I don't know. Hogwarts, you know, this type of stuff is my bread and butter, I guess. So I should probably, I guess if the game's out today, finally, officially more enough, even if it's the beta or whatever, they're lying about it, which everybody always does. If the company says it's beta, they somehow hack in and, you know, say that on people's pages when they look at it that it's totally out, it's the full version, guys. Because, like, we need, like, more energy, like, glow under here, so that, like, there's, like, deep glimmers of bright and dark to the wood, with, like, cherry coming out in it, different colors. It's pretty basic right now, like, I mean, this would be a great example of why this game here, because it's using, maybe it's the same sort of engine with some spiffy upgrades as Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3 remake. Because those just have like basic rendering light from your power supply of your computer, and the more powerful it is, the more rendering light you have. And then, like, all the other settings are kind of irrelevant completely. It's another weird way to make a game, and I demanded that style of game be made when I was a teenager, and it looks like it's finally being achieved. Because we got a 1000-watt platinum, and I had to use that, because when you're playing against hackers, they try to compress with their stupid fucking generators and neighborhood, switchers and everything, whatever they're called. I don't know my electricity terms, I don't care, but just all those green boxes are blowing out all over as hackers are in there with their super pissed graphics cards and all their bullshit, burning their houses down, heating up their basements or their attics or wherever they are in their rooms, while their great grandmothers, you know, go out to buy them more cocaine or whatever. The point is, my great-grandmother only went out a few times without me to buy me weed because I was sick. So, that's different, okay? Yeah, so the power supply being all platinum, and then you've got like a golden CPU and some silver somewhere, maybe. Got a monk for a graphics card now in there. Maybe we'll put back in the other one with it soon if we can get it heated or cooled, right? Not heated. But the point here is I want a power supply so that if the games are going to be made off of power supply light to light the environments that way directly, which everyone's fascinated with doing it that way, to have like a mixture. And maybe there was some of those at some point, but they weren't that developed. It was all like 90s, late 90s stuff, where it would be like certified silver and bronze or something down the middle. They'd have a sticker, one and the other split. But I haven't seen that recently, because like I'd like some sort of power supply that interleaves intelligently with like actual scientific process thought into it, how the energy flows best for like lighting in video games, for creating a realistic sun in different scenarios and stuff. There's other types of lighting. Nickel, put some nickel in your power supply, because then you can get those awesome orange refractions, because nickel is orange basically. Copper, whatever, you know, all of them in there. And then fucking when we play these types of games, me and my brother, then they'll actually look sort of realistically lighted to our eyes, even though the textures look silly still. And that's all I want. I just want good lighting. It's just every game's so dim and so beta cucked, you know?
Every stone in this castle.
Every stone. Like okay, everything's magical, guys. Everything, like, and so the ghosts have all gotten used to it, but like, it's like insane. Like, the globes, like, spin, and like you can like say locations and it'll like glow and like show them, like spin to show you that spot on the globe. The gas lamps, you know, kind of looking things here, they are glowing like as though the metal under there is like golden glow hot, sort of. So like that's pretty cool, I guess. There needs to be like glowing magical like butt pillows along here, with like it activating, like with like showing it's like, you know, kind of like as if there's a clear polymer thing under his ass, so like he's like comfortable as he's like fucking asleep, you know. And you know, of course, everybody knows books float to the tables as you summon them, as you speak at your, you know, Alexa device, you know, right here. Anyways, so these stairs, for example, you're supposed to like be like whisked up them as you start walking, you know, like an escalator that's magical. And I'm you know, a fanatic for detail, so what I would do, anyways, I guess I have to maximize this. I would have it be that I don't think we're getting a closer shot of this, so I'll just use this spot. Here's an example. Each stair segment, as it spins up and gets to the top, it should then like on like a sort of like magically powered cog thing, like each one is like reaches the top and then starts to spin, because like it goes underneath and you step up to the final one, and then each stair folds down as it's like an escalator seamlessly pushing you out onto the landing, as then the once it's like safe underneath, it's already pushed up, then folds down and under, and like is slid on like ratchets down like the center, probably. It needs to all like each piece fold back around. I'm trying to think right here. And then when they get back here, then it ratchets back out and goes up. You could do it that way, or you could have it be like as though it's a magical stair piece that's just been inserted, and I like that more. And like it just summons out of the floor and ceiling, and it could just potentially, because the castle's supposed to be all shiftable, like shift around if Merlin or someone of equal strength were to do it with the help of the island's magic again, completely rearrange the castle. And that's why like the room of requirement is like the most magical wellspring point of the castle that generates the energy for the rest of the castle. And like the room of requirement, there's infinite ways to get there. Like you could, you know, be here and you could be walking down and really actually need something, and then there would just be another option to go down further, and you just go down to the room of requirement and somehow find yourself there, you know. It's very interesting. Imagine these busts of different people like say different cliche things, you know, they taught, all annoying. And then sometimes like personal things about students randomly as they're like, hey, shut up.
Tells the story. Witches and wizards.
But they're also, you know, nice. I'm not saying they're all rude. Come on. Man, why are these suits of armor saluting this guy?
Who came before?
Just for the drama of the moment, I guess. Man, this guy looks villainous. Or something. Just the whole this get up and sideburns and big nose, I don't know. And hairstyle, it's funny. Whoever those guys were doing, putting the hat on randomly. Kind of emaciated looking, jeez.
You will meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities.
Guys, why do you gotta come in and put your annoying faces into everything? Like, just no.
In the classrooms of the world's most talented professors.
That guy looks alright, I guess. If we can get a shot. It's all fuzzy, but yeah, you see, he doesn't look like a nutty villain from Batman. That's good.
Professors.
Okay, yeah, like, you know, there's a concept. Green. It's kind of like the glasses making everything look all what's that called, cyanide, and along with the chlorophyll.
And while your
Lithium bubblins.
journey begins at Hogwarts, brewing potions, taming fantastic.
Whoa, why do they look like poorly animated cartoon animals from a Pixar movie? They don't even fit right in the style. I'm confused. What? Do they, like, get more anime comically? Like, I think if you're gonna do this, they should, like, go cutesy anime mode like this. As their muzzles pull in, you see there's, like, sort of a wrinkle. They should be, like, bigger, like, whatever dog had bigger snouts, and then as their eyes bulge, they like shrink anime style. That's funny. Is like, see their like chins draw in. Tell me that's what this does. Then I'll accept it. Like if it's like actually magically awesome funny. Yes, yes, four-legged, blue-footed booby monstrosities. But yeah, their eyes gotta like comically, they can't always be that big. That's like when they're like all maximum anime silly. Well, everything's gotta like shrink and grow, you know, like bad 90s cartoons. Damn, this cat turned to metal. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. It's just that everything's being animated out of light energy from people's power supplies. So it's metal energy and it looks metallic because they got no other light. See, if you work around that principle, like most people have to use the whole time bronze power supplies, which it doesn't matter what type of precious metal power supply you use, really. It will get the job done, but then you'll just have bronze graphics because you're a bronze bitch and you get third place, I guess. I don't know. But like refractions from bronze, people were still trying to get around to working that out. They got to get enough light energy in there to actually make it want to shift colors like our bronze Rubik's Cube. It's kind of sinister, evil Bronze Age looking bullshit here, though. This is the dark wizard you must defeat. Sitting on my fat ass. Gotta get some water. Well, let's see here. That just popped up because I was live streaming. So I could discuss Harry Potter.
There is a lot.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if I pointed it out yet officially. Talked about it a lot with Grant. Hogsmeade, Hogwarts. It's a town of people that are mostly ghosts as well. I'm kind of drawing on my own experience of living my life here and making fun of it and exaggerating it. Like, you know, I did Hooters, chicken wings, big challenges and stuff, and like, so the point here is the butter beer is titty milk butter, you know? That's why Harry Potter, he's always drinking it, you know? He's real eager to get down to Hogsmeade. And there they have the every flavor beans, infinite stock of those that never go bad magically, different stuff like that.
Larger worlds beyond these walls.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like, I like how it's really incorporating the concept of torn land masses that exist in parts of, all over there in the Isles of Angles. As if they're only showing off the non-cataclysmic stuff, when most of the world has like cataclysm mountains and stuff like this. Not like this, but all different styles of stuff that's happened. Earthquakes and lava and stuff. So yeah, this is pretty legit. You got the lake up here, you know, cascades off into a lower area.
A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine.
Oh wait, you guys don't have cataclysmic stuff like that all over England? Oh, so sad. I do. Okay.
An ancient knowledge long gone.
Okay, let's take a look at that again. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Tree roots are disguised as stone magically for a long time. All curled around, hiding something.
An ancient.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if this is stolen from another franchise, maybe? I don't know. Well, it kind of looks like it, but anyways, I like its I think those are mustaches hanging down past its nostrils. It's pretty cute. It's got like horns up here coming out of its head. Those extra horns, I don't know what those are, maybe not. But those horns on its back ridge thing that's kind of tufted. I don't know if this thing should be directly violent. It doesn't look like it should. It should like pull up suddenly and like show off its length while like looking around at you majestically to the side like a horse or something. You can ride it around.
Knowledge.
But first you gotta, you know, put out its flaming marks on it with like soothing spells, you know, for like hydrating, you know, watermelon mist, cucumber and aloe vera, you know, herbology spells from like, you know, saved up like magical potion vials. Like you get stuff at herbology that you collect from different magical stuff in the greenhouse, and it's been gathered from the forest, bought from Hogsmeade, stored in the castle long term, you know, brought in specially, you know, by delivery, etc., etc. Yeah. So you have like resources so you can sexify the creature, the dog beast, make it feel like it wants to suck your dick. Anyways, what's going on here? Look at that, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, what is that? Boy, this is hard to see. Random garbage from the castle spinning down? Shouldn't it be like stairs or something logical? I don't know. Seems to be random crap. But then it turns into stairs here. Guess it's random chunks of stone that are weird shaped. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily. Yeah, see? Yeah, okay, those are tentacles. Nice, okay. Wow, isn't that just Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings color and body somewhat, and then a little bit of the original troll aspect of the wider nose, like they just pulled on it with a digital widener, like it's a crappy build your own character for a fantasy game. I don't know, guys. It seems like it's a copy of the real game, or the game's not done, or whatever. Most of the games that come out are mods on engines that the actual game that's supposed to come out aren't supposed to be on. So why wouldn't I assume that's happening again?
What form will it take?
Everybody wants to be unofficially, you know, official, making their own version that's supposedly just as good or better. It's pretty annoying.
The journey ahead.
That's why I try to make movies that are like singular and people just can't. But they still try. Oh man, it's like Shredda. It's serious time. It's like a Dark Wizard, you know, youngling. You know, he's trying to get up his Horcruxes and cause some damage. Or is he supposed to be a cool guy? I think he's the bad guy. Boom, Dragon Quest. Even though it's still not a dragon. Boom, Stun Spider. Yeah, he's like, what, a Viking ghost? What's going on here? No, I mean like Germanic. What are those people called that are pre-Germanic and have this shit? Gaul, Goth, whatever. So yeah, he's another dark wizard that they gotta put to rest. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Okay, so it's like a bat dog with a little bit of Balrog or something. It's supposed to be a dragon.
What, you?
Wow, it's just kind of generally a little bit of magical purple glow and then flames come out. Guess that's supposed to be gas igniting.
It's pretty clear.
Like, there should be like, where's the spark point? Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
It looks like it's not finished.
Yeah. They just pop this up so I give them ideas. That's kind of the point. I'm trying to push Harry Potter. Hogwarts. There was always a fight between people who were saying that it's supposed to be super smooth around the whole area, or in reverse, like super rough. And I was always confused because everybody's like taking it to two extremes. Because, like, on one side of the castle, well, I'm sure maybe it's rough in different ways somewhat in other directions, but there's supposed to be one side that has a sloping lawn. So is that on the other side here, or is it under the mist? Not. I think it's...
I mean, isn't Hogsmeade right outside of the castle? It has to be flat in several spots.
Yeah, I think the concept is we're seeing the back side, and it's supposed to slope down maybe on the other side, and Hogsmeade's over here. And over there, I don't know.
It's got to be flat is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Because the whole concept is, as the chunks of the castle broke apart and spun out from each other, and disconnected, like, in main sections, it's like how it showed the tree stone twisting and grinding and going through and blending. It's like the giant tree of Avalon, all its growth spins to make up for snarls of the universes are like, you know, knots in the tree, and they're like high energy that to be managed by the wizards, even if they're ghosts, most of them, for a while. And so, like, think of that. It's like the ballerina spun out as the islands broke and all shifted around and pushed out to either all directions away from the center lake area with the Grey Isles of Man in the center there. So this piece, I don't really care. They always say it's up towards Scotland, so that's fine. So yeah, there's just got to be one side that was the original, like, sexy green lawn that's all magically perfect.
The legacy of Hogwarts.
Yeah, like, who is this guy? Like, they show this, but, like, what? He's like...
He's you, the player.
I guess, yeah, okay.
It's symbolic of the player.
The stance, though, I'm like, aren't you supposed to be a teenager?
Yeah.
Why are so many fuckers trying to add themselves in like they can be in their 30s? No, you can't. Not if you're supposedly a 17 or younger, person attending Hogwarts. But yeah, that's I like the idea of like sexy mist always rolling off the lake down over stuff. That's pretty cool.
Hogwarts.
Yeah, and now because everybody just has infinite lithium up their ass, now everything's magically lithium in all movies. So whatever keeps the plots glowing. Okay, enough with that. Close that. So yeah, while you were sleeping, I talked about how he's the final descendant of Prince of Persia, and he's got all his upgraded sand weapons and stuff. And all that good stuff. See, that's a symbol of the desert horsey ride people. So yeah, he's got to have like his magical sand horses of like super speed that like his elite warriors are riding on, and they're like slaughtering across the landscape of demons that are rising again. From like the cultists of different sects. So like they all like transform as like the blackness of space from Zed hits them, and like turn and start growing, and getting fake roid muscle horrifically, turning dead colors, growing, the teeth start growing as they try to eat everyone. Classic stuff. This guy had too many bowls he ate, so he's turned into a bowl demon. All the classics.
The fucking Monster Slayer.
Yeah, they changed his look to be way more epic, so yeah.
I liked Oligar Chefs, but nobody cares.
Yeah, it was.
He looked like he was covered in black tar, sheesh oil, and pitch.
No, I don't.
Eyes and across his body and stuff.
That didn't bother me. I just was like, it looks like somebody just animated his forehead too wrong. Like, they kind of minimized that in the remake here concept.
I really animated that wrong. I just meant that.
Yeah. So yeah, he can get more, like you're saying, as like he has to heal by like, popping like a super heal, like black tar hashish, like something like magical slappy patch. I don't know.
Black tar hashish is just hash of shisha. Shisha is just a type of plant that mixed with weed in India, and it turns black when you keep layering the layers of the sap and the dust off of the plant, because it gets so many layers of resin.
Yeah, I know. So what I was thinking was exactly, they should have like scroll, like roll up like mats with like inscribed magical energy from different metals and minerals, and then like they like cut pieces of it as like they get injured or their limbs come off, and then like they put them back on and seal them on with like hot energy through the black tar hashish, like poultice instant super heal bandage. And then it's like they got like horrific like bulgy monster muscles that are all powered by magical herbs. And hourglass of time energy. So sensual. So the point is, yeah, like I said, if legends, they ride their horses over to where Conan, if we look at a map of the world, let me turn the heat off. Jeez. Man, things are getting so fancy around here. They're gonna have an automatic system put in to turn on the heat for the house and make it go to 72 or whatever before turning back off. But like, too bad the thermostat is like the worst thing ever, and like it can feel variously hot or cold at that temperature horrifically. Just whatever. House isn't insulated enough. There's so many hot and cold pockets everywhere. It's horrible. The guy who built it is still alive. Let's see here.
I consider it a personal failure.
No, I was just saying.
Just the way you say it, though,
I was just thinking, and I consider it a personal failure that he's so old and skinny.
Yeah.
Like, man, here's what's annoying. Should have been a taco time in Stupid Emmett there. There was supposed to be. But no, they gotta just have taco smell, and then, everybody can slowly get weaker over the decades until they're...
like lemur shit, the beans.
Yeah, they're just lemur shit.
I wish I was joking.
Yeah. So yeah, the original point here of the Arab peoples were that, the top of Egypt was, inhabitable, and we'll get back to that eventually here. And so like the Persians would like more often than coming up over here into Europe and going towards Turkey or something, it was usually like they'd go down through here, through Egypt and over. So, like, they'd be riding through Africa at hyper speed by the coast, like slaughtering monsters infinitely, is the concept of Garshasp and his warriors and all of their, you know, magical ways of dealing with stuff.
All their sweat.
All their sweat, yeah.
Mostly the story's about their sweat, though.
I doubt it. Man, you got some straight up like guys that turned into demons, man. Right from hell. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I was just noticing he's got like triangle horns on his head there. So definitely, you know, we should have some character who's like Egyptian, who's got like shoots like, you know, triple laser beams, you know, and like a triangle shape, like a pyramid, you know, pyramid power, you know what I'm saying? That's all I know. And he should like, you know, demon should charge at him, and like, you know, he shoots, you know, triple energy, and it like cores into the demon's bones, you know, and like shock electrocutes, you know, magnetically into his bones as you like see all of its flesh, you know, become like fake heated, you know, like orange, and then you see its bone structure through it, like as it's shocked horrifically. That'd be pretty cool. Cause you like can have Garshasp, like, you know, pick up all the epic warriors from different kingdoms along the way from Spain. See, here is what I was saying. He's got his the super demon, you know, archdemon he defeated in his younger days, that he now, you know, stores the blood energy of his enemies in. He uses it against them.
His Garshasper.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
It's his Rasper Garshasper.
Yeah.
Philba Jasper.
Yep. For sure.
Oh god, so funny.
Yeah, see, Garshasp, he like took over part of hell by like defeating this guy. So like, you know, he's got one foot in hell, you know, and he's killing his way all the way around the world, you know. He's cool.
One penis in heaven.
Yep, pretty much.
Because he's got, you know, like multiple dicks.
Oh, okay, I doubt it.
No, this is all just bullshit legend that, you know, Bard says about Garshasp.
Yeah. Slicey slice. Let's see. So like, yeah, I suppose like, let's see here. Where in the hell, I'm just thinking about different things. Where in the hell was that stupid place supposed to be for Black Panther? Like, because they were supposed to originally just admit that they were a mixed tribe of some Africans and Native Americans, Indians, and everything, and they were over here by the Great Lakes somewhere, in the first Disney movie that was made. Then they got all big head mode and thought they were special and needed to say that they were African directly and make up all this bullshit and have like the worst fucking digital city of all time and look like the villains that don't even fit into any logic.
So big mode.
Big mode, you know. It displeases me. So we gotta have like some sort of like actual like cool characters. Okay, so let's just go ahead and look up each country here. Let's start at Morocco here. Yeah. Morocco, conqueror of legend. That's Japanese. Hannibal, Songhai, what? What? Okay. It's a little bit farther to the south. Oh, these stupid faggots that have, yeah, the mud with the sticks. Wouldn't these be like the bullshit desert dwellers that like have like demon goats that like are from hell and like are eating all the vegetation to expand the desert that they're like gotta fight?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Also, I was gonna tell you, but you weren't around or you were sleeping. I came up with the idea that why shouldn't Chen Shi, whatever his name is, I don't know the words. Shouldn't he be working as a guy who parks cars for people at like a fancy movie theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's like, and he's wearing his movie theater outfit. Yeah, I think so. Cause
It's currently just at like a hotel or whatever.
Yeah, the beginning's kind of shitty.
Kinda boring.
Yeah, and then the whole bullshit. Yeah, he's been kept down. He's had to live hard, making ends meet. Bullshit. Like we don't. I don't like it. It annoys me.
Chinese communist.
Yeah, so we're gonna cancel that and shift it into Overdrive. That it's like all about the movies, So then, he can at the beginning, gesture and usher people into the glowing lobby from their fancy cars, and then that can be a moment that you can use in cinema, shots at the before, come get your popcorn, it can be Simu Liu, and other actors from different movies, gesturing you into theaters, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll have the actors at their actual size, in those projection plexiglass cones you put over screens.
Yeah.
So when they're projected, they're beckoning you in, and they're actually shorter than my dick itself.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, they'll be like Tom Thumb and Thumbelina.
The Zhou Dynasty. Za Dynasty. Man, it's so hard to research now. Wikipedia is just crap. Where's the images of anything? Give me the entertainment. Doesn't help me to just read all this bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
But I always wanted to add in the whole demon goats thing. So yeah, that's definitely what's going on.
I mean, yeah, you got Garshasp, you got, I don't know, Genghis Khan, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, Buddha, maybe.
Tunisia, where's that?
Buddha's got a Buddha.
Yeah, Tunisia, you've got, Hannibal himself.
Hannibal Lecter?
No. Yeah, right, that's why everybody's so fucking confused.
Yeah.
No, Hannibal, some swarthy skinned guy, mixed race from Upper Africa. Tunisia there, where they're always fighting pirates and stuff. Anyways, yeah, he definitely's got to be in on the action.
It needs to. They're more like fighting brigadiers.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be like they should go past, with the different troops of all of Syria and everywhere. Well, that's up farther north, but like riding in from the other direction down, pushing, because the point is like they're supposed to be in the worst desert areas that the hell goats have succeeded at eating everything away. Then like those people are like, opening the gates of evil to blackness, and then they gotta come in with all their magic and smash everything with their super sexy warriors, cause it's silly movies. And so he should be fighting like evil, like reformed, like sea wraiths out of the bay.
And he's like, stop opening gates to hell, bitch.
Yeah, as he like, kicks a wraith demon, off of edge of his taller ship down onto like an invading like ghost like, smaller like ship that's coming in, and like it like explodes in the mist,
Yes.
Yes. Very sensual. Yup. So then you can have Garshasp come in along the North Africa and give them backup of like, energy imbued from the hourglass of time that can defeat the Zed Snake's energy, so that they start winning the battles, everywhere.
You are worthy. Garshasp. Long ago, in the upper plains of Africa, Garshasp and his men rode with fury and rage across the plains, decimating all enemies in their path.
Yeah, for sure. So it won't load? That's just the image, supposedly? Come on.
Some said the men were demons they fought. Some said they were zombies.
Yeah, all that and more, it.
Their blood flamed with an ethereal light against the dark sands, as it died, turning it to straight glass. Garshasp quickly found that the glass could be used in the tips of arrows to more efficiently kill the monsters from another world.
He should probably have a sexy sorceress woman who has, the micro hourglass, on her personage, who's riding one of the magic horses. She should have like super sexy hips, riding on the horse, I don't know, maybe some like nice desert braided hair,
Serena the sorceress.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Constantly at Garshasp's side.
Yeah. So then she shows up as they ride along, and she like empowers the sand horses to like ride backwards through time, so that like they get to each spot as like they come in, they're like turning back the battle that's being lost as they arrive, as all the energy is like pulled back from like the fake demon human beasts and stuff back, like reversing from slicing all the humans apart, back into like Icor that hasn't happened yet as they come in, and she casts like chains of like energy of light out from the sand hourglass that spin out like and become metal that like wrap into their weapons and like make them supercharged, you know, and any pommel gems they have become, you know, sand gems empowered with infinite light. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Let's see here. So yeah, the Tunisian Hannibal thing can feel kind of like he's, you know, Roman, you know, ideal, and always obsessed with connections to that. So he's, you know, like a Roman, you know, boat captain guy, you know, obsessed with visiting Greece and talking about bullshit.
He is a Roman boat captain guy, and I am Set, the boat captain of the sun's passage over the world. An ancient jackal-headed god telling this story.
That's a good point. He should be dead, and he should be, you know, see Set, you know, as if he's about to get onto the boat of death as he comes up out of his body, but then time reverses. So then, like, he's back in his body and alive again as everything reverses horrifically. Yeah.
And he's forced to have Set as a narrator of his life.
Yeah, forever. Totally. Yes. Damn. Let's see. Himmels? Is that a name? Is that a location? Yeah, Imils and her son depicted mourning Hannibal's departure. Yeah, check it out. It's the whole little face of a dude and the wings little on the. That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it's like that's something, all right.
Yeah.
It's like those Asian statues of like the dragon dog guard things, but instead it's a dude's face.
Yeah, this was kind. It's kind of like, you know, feels kind of Babylonian still or something in this style. Man, she's like grabbing her breast. It's like, you know, about to shoot milk or something. I don't
know. I like the pizza time checkered cloth on the bottom of her outfit.
Yeah. It's bizarre as though it's caught in mid-motion. It's a movie scene or something.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Maybe. Anyways, yeah, I'd like to see that movie.
See a movie where they suck on my dick and balls.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Map. Algeria.
Algeria's.
Algeria.
All diseases. Jizzius Prime. I am Jizzius Prime.
Yeah, cool.
Can you guess my Autobot power?
Wow, nothing. The point is, we already dealt with that area enough with just the goat demons and stuff.
My name is Chad.
Yeah, exactly.
I rose arrows from my ancient Chadley grave. To have
Chad warrior Africa. Legendary. Blah 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 blah. And they're acting like there is no history because they like to do that because
you're looking and they're butthurt. Yeah. Well, I'll just say that the guy's name was Chad and he formed Chad and he had a big jaw.
Yeah, because everybody's already saying that, so
yeah.
It should just stick to the funny trend and have him get the guy with the silliest jaw like that. And yeah, I was already thinking about it because I saw how the winds blow from Central Africa over to Egypt now as things get more green slowly again, and past Chad and the horrific, wet heat turning to dry desert heat there, how bad that must feel. So like
the horrific winds off of Central Africa, humid and dry, burnt Chad's skin, but he did not feel it because he was Chad.
Yeah, so he should probably be fighting flame demons that are out of the desert as he's like himself pushing through the pass over towards Egypt as they're gonna connect armies over there, with like probably like green like giant like green lizards from the jungle supposedly, because that's hilarious. I don't know. Yeah.
They spit poison.
Yeah, they spit poison on the demons and melt them away.
The lizard. Eat spit.
Yeah. Sure. They so yeah, whatever. Never look at their recent history bullshit. It's all just movies from the 1800s that they're lying about.
It's not that hard to make film that reacts to light.
Yeah.
I mean, come the fuck on. I don't know how to do this, guys. Well, they admit that, like, there's photographs of, like, Lincoln, but the photographs don't mean moving photographs. Why wouldn't they? I mean, grow the fuck up. No, it took forever to take the photograph.
See, everybody's fucking lying, and there's Egyptian pyramids all across the top of Egypt. Africa, all of it was Egypt here and there and everywhere. So there needs to be, like, pyramids of energy with, like, all the gems and precious metals still on the sides of them. And they're, like, supposed to be, like, warding against the monsters coming in the desert area there that's developed anyways. So, like, they need to be, like, fighting along the energy stream from Chad pyramid over to Egypt, and like a line is like green jungle energy pushes over to like the gold energy of Egypt. And so they're like riding to conglomerate armies over there towards Egypt. So on the map, Libya. Let's see here, layers. I was looking at this the other day. So, like, naturally you'd have, the evil, terrorists that are creating the demon Ichor invasion spots. It's the, black spots here around in here that are like the oozing, like, black emptiness coming up through the partially desert at that point, partially, still green areas.
Yeah, but you fake like you're there. Don't actually go there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not inhabitable much yet. At all for anyone. So you see here Chad, it has the desert winds push up over to Egypt here.
He smelled the stench of the demons on the breeze.
Yeah. So, like, the concept is from Chad as, like, Libya's too destroyed, so they, like, they get here to Tunisia, and then they ride straight, down, carving through with energy, with their magical horses. They can run on any sand, right? So they, explosion of sand. It's like the demons as they appear. They're sucking into space all of the green and water and instantly creating the desert. But as a result of that, there are the response. So then they ride on that sand that's appeared everywhere, all hot and bright and red and gold and peach and bronze and silver and all the other colors all appearing as the last things that can't be removed. And then they're riding at high speed like their horses are the kilns of the gods. And then they sweep down through here, slashing out waves of energy in various ways at all of the demons, coming out of like black reverse light, like lava, in spots from space, and meet up with Chad here. And then they push around to Egypt and create a giant swirl of energy, of storms, pushing through from the different pyramids, like their energy of nature fueling them as they take over Egypt, with the hourglass of time sorceress, And that, kind of connects to, that Mummy movie tie-in, Dwayne Johnson. It's got a sorceress woman who's like supposed to be controlling time and bullshit a little bit. And like I just wonder what the real intention under behind all this movies are. Like, could it be that why would he do that? And then there's also where he's like Black Adam, and it's also historical and deserty. Seems like it would tie together, That's all I'm saying. It could,
It's possible.
It's possible. But they tried to, like, drive the mummy into the ground and, like, think about this. That stupid live stream that Tom Cruise got upset about or something. He's kind of a bozo. Like, what? He's got to control monster movie mayhem and make his own mummy movie to compete with Brendan Fraser. And then Brendan Fraser wasn't fat in that movie. He said he lost a little bit of weight and such to make that movie. It wasn't too long ago. Then Tom Cruise suddenly says, no, he controls the mummy destiny. Even though you could... have your different franchises and eat them too. Then there's the fat fuck fake Brendan Fraser making rude comments at everyone now for a couple years. What, Tom Cruise? I see this pattern around you. And then supposedly we whine about how terrible his early release of Top Gun is. And it is shit. He didn't finish the ideas me and few other people, writers, probably had for the movie other than just us.
I was just making fun of the trailer because of the few scenes that actually filmed, as it turns out. Like, as if they're actually so lame they think they can bait us into coming up with shit. But then all I said is, what? Knowing Tom Cruise, he tries to push the atmosphere, survives blowing up in the upper atmosphere, then walks in smoking, you know, with people staring at him. Like, you know, and he's like, what do you mean? I'm just smoking. And then they remove that. They didn't even have that there, so that's gay.
Then there's this attitude that carried over to them making Shotgun Wedding, and it's just stinky, like, confusing too. Like, Tom Cruise, you know, he's got to be supported. Like, he's got to make shittier versions of movies early. I don't care if you dream them out or whatever's going on. Like, 4 negative criminals and old people that, like, have negative attitudes, like the negative version of the movies and what they're, like, obligated to as good evil Christians to make bad versions of every movie. Like, what's going on? I don't think so. It's annoying and not entertaining. It's like the source of all evil. So anyways, they gotta, I guess, secure all of that, and people can come in from the rest of Africa through to Chad, different mighty warriors of legend, I guess, all going towards Egypt, as they flush out all the demons. The concept here is that, like, this movie is magically defeating the what caused the destruction and the desert to permanently be there in history. Like, the movie will be changing that history and saying it wasn't as deserty as Africa in the modern era for a lot of people becomes less deserty again. So it's pretty important, and there needs to probably be a cool scene here where they continue writing. You see the strip of energy here, like it was caused by them. You know, they blow in here and, you know, conquer with all of their different weapons, all of the evil and all their super energy of magic and technology. You know, Egypt lasers, you know, shooting out of temples and stuff. And, like, golems of, like, precious sand metals, like...
Yeah, they bounce UV rays off of the magnetosphere and down at spots into the desert to back them up from pyramids.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, like cleansing, bouncing off of the atmosphere down on the areas of enemies, weakening them. That are all like evil wrath zombies.
I call it housework.
Yeah. Then, you know, another reinforced contingent of them push out riding across like a bunch of boats that are set up that are like got magical stuff on them across this area in here, so that like they are like riding on a bridge that doesn't exist, that's like made out of energy, like carrying the storm across over here, and then they're fighting again down in here into another battle.
You mean they freeze the water into a bridge made out of sapphire because sapphire is frozen water?
Yeah, exactly. But like it kind of rises up above the surface of the water, you know, as like the boats like the gems on them like glow, you know, with like sea-colored energies, you know, and like explode and burn out as they like all ride over. So the point here is that he continues on as the main group of Africans have defeated everything into Saudi Arabia and elsewhere. And then, you know, he meets up as he pushes on through the like heated desert plains of like melting like stone into like chunks of mountains as he's like going even further into the hellscape that's opening up, as you can see from the terrible landscape. I hated being there, and I shouldn't have ever remembered being there, but it's a terrible place, so fuck that. It's worse than here in Idaho, that's for sure. And the only place that's historically worse than Iran is, now it's not, but it was. It was, up in here, just this general area above Mongolia. It was irradiated and, the most horrific weather you can imagine. So I'm glad that doesn't seem to be quite as harmful anymore. It's gotten better in the last 5 or 10 years. The acid rain moves around, blowing and diminishing the supposed uranium and turning it back into inert piss. So anyways, he, you know, with the mightiest warriors, push over into the Zed Snake, where it's Maine trying to take over, you know, the awesome empire of squinty-eyed people over here. So he like pushes through because like the army of the damned super creatures are all coming up through Afghanistan and what's the moment called, it shifts a lot, Tajikistan. And so like I was saying before, the Great Wall of China was supposed to wrap around along these mountains and you know, go back up through here on the mountains and have a piece go down here towards the coast over here, and then it wraps around along these mountains, then because they're highway roads that were supposed to be wide for travel. And in my legendary story here, there's big dragons, you know, that people strap themselves on that go along the walls at high speed, getting them places really quick, you know. Yeah. So the point here is Conan, he's supposed to be up north here and come down from this direction because they're this border here, there's supposed to be one of the Great Walls came up along these mountains and went up along the settled area between Russia and, you know, towards what was Germany, you see, because Germans kind of moved because the weather got bad. A lot of them used to live all the way up towards this direction. Then it got more into all Mongolians as you went further this way. And the Russians, they're a made-up mixture of people that, like, are Middle Eastern and everybody else, and a little bit of, you know, far north, like, Sami people with lighter skin and hair from being around,
Siberian and everything.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's silly. And I've always ignored Russia as a place. It doesn't exist. It's just propaganda.
They're just Slavics, generally.
Yeah, like, what the hell are they talking about? And then, yeah. Then, like, there were people living regular lives, even in the 60s over here, and not Russia, it's Mongolia. And Mongolia is not just the desert, it's stupid. This is Mongolia. So all those cities got all melted by nuclear piss bombs. I saw that horrifically, and boy, I'm glad it's getting foresty again. Because you see the pine trees try to deal with all the radiation, and they get all yellow and big strips for years, and then eventually now they all turn green again, like we see. So yeah, I don't see why we can't use the real history more recently, like as though it's something from the past, a little bit. So examples of the landscape turning evil is the piss. Well, in 2016 and 17, when I saw how bad it looked then around in here, it was real bad as the planet vented and started firing up its volcanoes to get rid of all the uranium. So yeah, gotta have like yellow piss demon people, up in here, who were all, like evil Asian Mongolians, I was thinking they need to interrupt some sort of like evil like temple made out of shit like summoning ritual up north here somewhere, as like they're tracking like some evil cultists that like destroyed some villages, and like they're trying to use like blood magic from the people that couldn't escape from the villages to like fucking like burn it on fire, and then like use some black metal blades from like their own evil blood to like open a portal and like get more energy and shit. So like they're like, as they're kind of like try to sacrifice themselves and turn into monsters, and like come in with like we need somebody from like Greek area who's there with them, who is like really swift and flings, has like wing shoes, type feeling, and like flings like like in Legend of Zelda, those winged like boomerangs. So like they're made out of like light energy, and they like slice out through people, and like Captain America's shield, but more logically, when they like hit something and their energy is expelled, then they like explode their gem like energy container, and like explode and like shoot up in the air and like spin up with energy again, and then like return to him, as he's like running along. Oh wait, I'm just describing the character that's already in our Eternals movie. That's who's there. That makes sense. Cause yeah, it's a good point. It gives a good chance for the Eternals characters to be shown fighting at the same time period in history, the uprising of beasts from men. It's a good idea. So I've got a whole video series I've got to release, I guess upload, about how they go along the Great Wall, blah blah blah. There's the aqueduct, with like orange acid water that like boats skim along at hyper speed. So like they're taking that, and then like it goes above some like desert areas here, and the pillar supports are broken, carved into the mountains by the like giant like tentacle like from outer space of like the swiping like arm from a giant portal, like right in here or something, I don't know, of the Zed snake dragon demon from outer space trying to wrap around the Milky Way. So then it like smashes the mountain and like breaks the enormous river aqueduct, but then all of the magical water spills down on the arm and melts it away, you know, the orange acid, and it retreats and sizzles, and the portal all closes as the water boils down on the enemies below in the desert that's opening up and consumes them all. Then the point is, there's like this hot steaming plain of that water and the heat of like the demon portals closed, and it's like super hot, and like I said, they're sprinting across that section of desert while like more demon like ichor creatures are like, you know, trying to ride around and cut them off from where the water is spilled all the way across the low area. And then, you know, as they get to the edge up into the over the ridge into the mountains, then the giant watchtower with, you know, sex energy from the North Pole swinging around over there at different points in history, you know, and having a connection core of energy over to this North Korea area. Well, they channel, like I'm saying, the energy and blast from their observatory here at Beijing out at the demon monsters with different colored, you know, light sex energy that causes orgasms. So then all of the, you know, evil cultists gave up their human forms and sexuality for evil blackness cancers. So then they're all cored out by the energy and dissolved away, screaming, as the heroes have to escape from, you know, the horsemen at the last second as they all orgasm and are covered in sweat, you know, and making stupid noises, you know, stupid Arnold noises, you know, ow, 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 yeah, orgasming all over. It's it's the scene I came up with first for this entire movie idea, and everything to do with Marvel was just that. I said, I need that scene. I don't care what it takes to get to that point. So I've built around to that point, and it's going to be glorious. I don't know. Yeah, we can look up other mighty heroes of these areas, I guess. I'm getting kind of hungry. Maybe I'll have to do a part 2 for that. Yeah.
Mom's a part 2, you dumb bitch.
Okay, sure. Because I also did all that Harry Potter stuff, and that made me hungry, so I'll stop here for now.